Well, Rachel has run off and joined the circus. It was an exchange, a monkey for Rachel. So we've got the monkey here today.
I figured you were going there.
Welcome to GMTLDR for the April 2025 monthly update.
I'm not saying they're getting longer, but they could be getting longer.
I'm Rachel Billingsley. No, I'm Gene Billingsley. We don't have any cool Vietnam scenes to start the podcast this time.
It can be arranged.
You know I love Vietnam games.
Nah, baby.
And movies.
Then it felt like something just jumped up and bit me.
And
Yeah.
anything Vietnam. That is Congress of Vienna. I love Scott's pictures. Scott Mansfield takes such great pictures.
News from Gene. Let's get it from the horse's mouth, I guess.
Let's start with a thank you. We want to thank all the people that participated in our sale. It really helped us. I know you guys all got a lot of good games, and we appreciate your help. If you've been paying attention to the hobby news over the last few weeks, you know that a lot of people have been very worried about this. So let me just say, in terms of the challenges, if tariffs stay at 145%, this is all kinds of bad for us. How about if I just tell you what our action plan is? So the first thing is, because 145% tariffs require a whole lot more cash than we would have anticipated, we need to continue to increase our cash reserves. The way we do that really is we've got a lot of inventory in our warehouse. We have 5 brand new P500 games that are getting ready to charge on April 21st and ship on May 1st. We need to sell as many of those as we can. That will give us more operational flexibility. One of the things I said earlier on is we have 14 games in China. The cost is about $500,000. P500 will cover that, but it won't cover 145% tariff on top of that, which is another $700,000 plus. We have to figure out a way to deal with that. And one is to build our cash reserves. So if we have to pay some tariffs, then we can do it. The second thing is we are transforming all of our fulfillment, all of our worldwide shipping to ship directly from China to our customers or to a freight forwarder in the country that our customers are in. Jason Carr is heading that up. We have a nearly done deal for Europe and a nearly done deal for Australia and New Zealand with a lot of others in the works. We think we're going to be able to get to all of those before we do another P500 charge for the 14 games that are in China. International customers won't have to pay any of that 145% tariff that's on right now. And it also means that all the games that go to them lessens the number of games that are going to come direct to the United States that we'll have to pay tariffs on here. So that's going to really cut the amount that we have to pay for tariffs. If this goes on long term, it's possible that we could end up selling more games overseas than we sell in the US, because shipping directly to our overseas customers, we can't say for sure yet, but from the numbers we're seeing right now, shipping rates are going to go down significantly. So they're going to be in the boat of basically being able to get GMT games at better total prices than anybody else in the world. If we have to, we will move our operations to focus on more overseas sales. We love our US customers, but at some point, if it's 145% tariff, it just becomes hard for us and for them to afford it. We're not anticipating changing any P500 prices, increasing any retail prices. What we are going to do is put a tariff surcharge on any games that get tariff charges that are above 10%. So the games on this list that we're shipping on the 21st, they each have a tariff surcharge. And if you're looking at that chart right there, they're pretty cheap. I mean, it's not a lot of money. And the reason is it's 20%, which is great, instead of 145. GMT is also contributing to this. And then after that, we're dividing the amount that we actually paid in that extra tariff by the quantity printed of each game. That's why these are different. And then we're just passing that on to not just P500 customers, but any game that's bought out of the warehouse for these 5 games, any distributor orders for these 5 games, those tariff surcharges per game will go along with those. And that will help us between GMT's contribution and selling those to make sure that we're not losing money on those tariffs and that we're as strong as possible to be able to deal with all the rest of it. And then part of our strategy is we have to buy some time. So until we get some more clarity, buying some time makes sense. If we have to warehouse these games in China for a while, the printer there has been very helpful to us and said, for a while, at least we'll warehouse them for free. At some point, we're going to have to bring those games fear. And hopefully that point will be when we have clarity on what the tariffs are actually going to be. I should point out that no matter what happens with the tariffs, this move to international shipping direct from China is going to be something we're going to stick with. It's just better for our international customers. It's cheaper. It gets them the games faster. So this is a way, this difficult time is actually going to make us much stronger. We just have to survive the difficult time. The other thing is we're going to do more digital games. We have 3 more that are in the works right now. I'll announce at least one of them next month. You can help us by buying those games. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to import more games from Europe, from some of the partner companies that we work with there. These are good games. You guys know those Great War Commander games from Hexasim are really fun. And we'll be bringing in at least one new line as part of that. And the idea, it's really threefold. Get our customers in the US more games that they can have access to that don't have huge tariffs on them. The second thing is give us some more games to sell, which helps our bottom line. And the third thing is to support some of those companies in Europe because this is a tough time for them. So what can you guys do to help us? The best thing, honestly, is keep buying our games on P500 and out of our warehouse. Those are the 2 big assets we have right now. And we have a sale code that's going to go on for the next 60 days. It's here in the newsletter. So don't order anything without using that sale code because you'll get 25% off anything you order. That's not one of these P500s. And the P500s always get about 35%. So you're doing better there anyway. But you can help us by buying as many of those games as you can and telling your friends to help us build our cash reserves. Same with digital games. They don't cost a lot, $5 to $20 mostly. That will really help us. We get paid on those monthly or quarterly, and it really adds up. The biggest thing our international customers can do is spread the word that P500, it's now actually going to be the cheapest way that pretty much anybody could get GMT games because you're not paying a tariff and you're actually paying less shipping. So your net cost for GMT games is going to be cheaper than it's ever been. So please tell your friends, tell your game groups, tell other people to support us online because this has become a much, much better deal.
Yesterday, we found out that some of our games were nominated for Golden Geek Awards. Majestic Robin Hood, I, Napoleon, Rebel Fury, Red Desk Rebellion, Tanta Monta, and Vijay Nagara. Congrats to all of the design teams and everyone who helped with the games and play tested.
These are one of the awards, one of the more prestigious awards that are determined by player voting. Go vote. We're not saying go vote for our games.
Go vote for our games.
There's a bunch of categories. Go vote for the games you like the best.
We have 3 unknown digital games that we're going to be announcing in May, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, we still have Rebel Fury, and Digital Mr. President is still in the works. Should be coming out early fall, is that right?
The last I saw was sometime in September. And be sure to check out Ananda's newest Inside GMT article today.
Vijay Nagara has now been added to Rally the Troops with rules enforcement. So if Rally the Troops is your jam, or Vijay Nagara is your jam, go check that out. We are moving forward with the Brazilian customer shipping test. Tony got 39 volunteers. We're going to start the test on April 21st.
Yeah, you can only send 10, but it was great that we got 39 volunteers.
Who doesn't want a free game? If you like Great War Commander from Hexasim, we have a new item from them, which is strategy cards expansion. We mentioned this last month as well, but a reminder that GMT will be at Origins. Jason Ananda will be there hosting Twilight Struggle. Herman Lettman will be there hosting the Plum Island Horror, and Perry Silverman will be there with Illusions of Glory.
And Jason Carr is going to be doing a bunch of demos as well.
On Tuesday, we released our latest episode of GMT Talk, this time with Ananda Gupta. It was a lot of fun to talk with Ananda. He's just so brilliant about so many things and a really humble, kind person.
His ability to process and talk at the same time is really, really advanced. It's fun to listen to him talk about games.
We have calls for playtesters for Next War Supplement 4 and also for Fields of Fire Volume 3, the Arnhem campaign. So if you like Next War or you like Fields of Fire, sign up.
The development update that isn't a development update.
Yeah, basically he said he's been focusing all his time on working out the new shipping things we're doing, and also rest assured that development is still happening.
Everything's moving forward. We're just trying to figure this tariff thing out. Oh, new game from Voco. Jockin. I was stunned that Voco could take the same system that he used for Coast Watchers and make it apply to World War I operational air power around Verdun. Voco blows my mind. He is so good.
Speaking of so good, Mark Simonich's games are so good. And we have the 3rd printing of the U.S. Civil War going up on P500 today as well.
No P500s on the horizon this time.
Yep, we're done. GMT's called it. We don't have any more games. So It'll be like our catalog.
We have so many more games. I just didn't want to add a list when we're talking about what we might have to slow down coming from the printer.
Next weekend is Weekend at the Warehouse.
Yes, I'm so ready for this, Luke. We've all been stressed out and just working. I just need to play some games with people that I like. Andy's running GMT East next week, too. I mean, Andy puts on a great show. Oh, SD HisCon online. Those are pretty fun. June 7th, one day, all day. They just love games and they love putting on a good show. They do as good a job as anybody that I've seen in the industry.
There's a great video from Heavy Cardboard, a teaching playthrough and roundtable discussion of A Jest of Robin Hood. Check that out.
Edward and his team, they do a great job. They did amazing content on Mr. President, Heavy Cardboard. They're some of the best.
As we mentioned, these 5 games are charging on April 21st with their respective tariff surcharges. We'll start shipping them on May 1st. If you want to know more about production and why aren't we printing in the US, Gene talks about it in his section at the top, and Kai also talks about it here in her section. It's a little too long to read here, but it's really great information. Kai always does a great job, so you can check that out.
This is Kai's area. She's in charge of it. So she's actually in the trenches every day working on this. She has a lot more detailed information. Peru.
The near final Peru map for the Guerrilla Generation looks gorgeous.
I'm amazed.
We have the rulebook cover for the More of a Bad Thing expansion for the Plum Island Horror. Classic Herman humor. Update on Baltic Empires. The game materials are sent to final layout. They're just making the finishing touches on the playbook. It's getting a lot of game demos, and make sure you never trust the Prussian player.
Don't trust Joe either if you're playing against him. Joe Dewhurst has made good progress on his revisions to the bear trap system, and they're currently in the process of writing up all the rules for testing. They're hoping to announce next month the artist that they're working with.
Kai gives an update on the Combat Commander series. Have 5 Combat Commander items at the printer. Combat Commander Vietnam passed the 500 mark. Battle Pack 9 island hopping is progressing well. It's gone through initial testing and development. It's getting maps made now. And if you go to conventions this spring and summer, you might catch Combat Commander Vietnam at one of them where you can play test it. So keep your eyes out for that. And Kai mentions that there are even more unknown Combat Commander items coming. So that's exciting.
There are. Joe Dewhurst is everywhere. He's like Roy Kent.
He's every fucking where, Roy Kent! Roy Kent!
Anyway, Joe gives us an update on Cuba Libre Calixto Bot Pack. It's now his top priority. He's making sure that the system is compatible with his Cuba Libre expansion, Resisting Revolution. So he's got some playtests coming in the future, and I'm sure he'll be back to us in a couple of months.
For the Fields of Fire series, the Bulge campaign was one of the recent sales best-selling items, which is awesome. Also, is fully compatible with Fields of Fire Deluxe, and there are tons of helpful documents on the game page, like a clarifications document and a mission book with living rules. Definitely take advantage of those resources. As we mentioned earlier, they're looking for playtesters for the Arnhem campaign in Fields of Fire Volume 3, which does not require urban combat experience, just knowledge of the game.
Firefight Tactical from designer Sam London. It's more about refinement at this point than developing the rules. He's got the rules in place. He's working on art pieces with Terry and Donald, and he's confident that when the game hits people's tables, it will have an amazing table presence.
An update on the Levian campaign series by series developer Christoph Correa. Getting the correct versions of the components finalized for Seljuk to send to the printer, and then they're turning attention to Henry, which is Volume 6. So Henry's up next.
The Guerrilla Generation from Stephen Rangazis. I have to say that meeting Stephen face-to-face for the first time at Circle DC was one of the highlights of the trip for me. He is a really, really smart, talented guy who, like so many of the people we work with, is just so humble about who he is and what he does. And I just love working with people like that. These pictures that he showed were of the link. You know, there's 4 games in Guerrilla Generation, but you can link the El Salvador and the Nicaragua games. So there's a chart, there's the 2 map boards side by side. In the middle, there's a Resisting Reagan track that goes back and forth depending on what's happening in both games. It's very clever. Players really seem to have a great time. Like the British way, I think this is going to be a really cool addition to the coin series.
Joe Dewhurst gives an update on the Pure Land. He's found an artist for the game, Niels Johansson, who's worked on Baltic Empires as well. Joe loved his work there. Now they're getting to work together on the Pure Land.
So here's an update on Zhenghe from developer Bruce Mansfield. The core playtest team for the game has just finished an extensive test of the playability and accessibility of the games. So they were looking at things like playtime, graphics layout, component cohesion, all aimed at make sure that the historical narrative of the game really comes through clearly when you play. Jeff and David, the designers, are reviewing all that feedback feedback right now from the playtesters. And next, once they have that and they refine the final test kit, then they'll be ready to move to art.
And that's it.
That's it for this week. Yes,
We did it.
we did it. Luke and Rachel together.
What? The NBA playoffs are starting, so go Warriors.
Go Giants.
Let's all end the video with a no more tariffs chant.
No more
No
tariffs.
tariffs. No more
No
tariffs.
more tariffs. Thanks for watching GMTLDR today. Luke and Rachel, we'll see you next time.